After days of hurricane footage depicting countless examples of human bravery and compassion, we probably need something really petty to balance it out, like Morning Joe.
My hands are too big.
Yeah, for like a 9-year-old.
He hands it in the front window of the guy driving.
Okay, thank you.
It's better when you see it.
But you have to just take it, because if the president's putting it in the wrong place, you know, here's your bag of cement, you know, and you're like, okay, well, you got a hole, like, back there.
The flatbed part, you mean?
You can put it in.
That's where you're supposed to put it.
It's where you, if you have, like, bags of cement.
Carrying stuff in a truck.
Have a bucket.
That's why they call it a truck.
They really are America's sweethearts, if by sweethearts you mean hemorrhoids. Now, I see this as a positive. After seeing Donald Trump handle the catastrophe, they can't call him racist or Hitler or unstable. Mocking a photo op is all they got. When a response is this feeble, it says that the cartoon demonization of Trump is petering out. After seeing how Americans and the president reacted to Harvey, it's dawning on them that America ain't so bad and that it's getting better, perhaps even under Trump. Case in point. Not just Dianne Feinstein, but Nancy Pelosi have defended President Trump, suggesting we should give the guy a chance. Then there's the rise and immediate fall of Antifa. Has any violent mob had a shorter honeymoon than that pile of dung? They made Occupy Wall Street look like Gandhi. So as the hate blows over, Dems realize it's a losing proposition, so they're disowning it on the streets and in their own party. What caused this? Well, maybe Harvey had an effect beyond the obvious damage. It rewound toxic perspectives. What we saw was good stuff coming from bad morality in motion. The hurricane took the wind out of the whiners, leaving only a few chortling chuckle buckets, bolstered by forced laughter of co-hosts quietly wishing for a better gig. Hurricane Harvey has moved on, and so with it, so has America. Morning Joe hasn't. It's easy, Jesse, to make fun of a photo op. They're always clumsy and stupid. He was, you know, I guess he was like holding cement to the guy instead of putting it in the back of the truck. Oh, my God. What low-hanging fruit for even them. I mean, that's low-hanging fruit even for those low-hanging fruit pickers.
I mean, technically, yeah, it's a gaffe. All right, fine. You know what gaffe he didn't make? He didn't accidentally call himself Muslim. He didn't go golfing after an American was beheaded, didn't bow to a Saudi king, didn't do the wave in Cuba after a terrorist attack, didn't fly to a fundraiser after Benghazi. So, you know what? I'm going to give this president a pass on that. I guess maybe, you know, you shouldn't have handed it right through there. But I think in a photo op, people hand you things you really don't know what you're doing. Maybe he just wanted to say hi to the driver and not ignore him.
And he wanted to get the guy in the picture.
Yeah,
that's all it was.
It's a photo op. You know what? And to act like the president's never seen a pickup truck before, the guy's done all of his business around construction sites his whole life. He's a real estate developer. You never think he's seen hard hats or a flatbed of a truck. Mika, I don't know about Joe, but Mika grew up in Georgetown and Manhattan. To act like she's, you know, down with, like, pickup trucks is crazy. I mean, I'm not really. Last time I drove a pickup truck, I mean, there's a lot of damage. But at the same time, she has really no legs to stand on.
Dana, we saw a lot of, I mean, it was an uplifting period. As much as tragedy there was, we saw the America that we knew was real as opposed to what the media portrayed. And it just seems to me that it must drive Morning Joe crazy.
Well, and also, like, instead of making fun of him, there's plenty of other news to cover.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we're hurting for subjects. In fact, there's so many that we would love to cover that we can't get to on a show. And I think that what they're doing also is they're seeding the ground on policy. So while they're making fun of things like this, they're basically not arguing for the issues that they care about. So I also thought about when your list was great.
Oh, I could go on.
Remember,
you want me to go on?
You know, for photo ops at disaster areas, they're always difficult.
Yeah.
But what they fail to remember is that they're in their comfort of their where are they, in New York or Washington D.C. and there's a president that actually traveled there. He was with the people, and the people there loved it. Republican or Democrat, I'm sure they were happy to see him.
What do you think, Juan? Was Morning Joe just being petty?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're making fun of him, and obviously this whole thing with his hands, I don't know, it seems to be in his head. I mean, I don't know where it came from, because in the midst of this, he had an opportunity, you know, to try to make up for what happened on the first visit, and I think he did pretty well. I mean, the pictures, which is what you're after if you're the president, you want pictures that convey to the American people that you do have empathy in your heart, and that you can stand and travel to a place of disaster and act as the, you know, I guess, comforter-in-chief, if you will. That's what he did.
And the president is learning how to be president. He's learning how to be a politician, and he's had some missteps. But it's interesting because the Democrats are constantly failing at politics, and instead of learning about contrasts, because you can actually defeat your opponent if you have a contrasting series of opinions.
Yes.
So if you constantly bash him, and then one time he does something right, you say, oh, he absolutely did something right. And then to Dana's point, if he fails on policy, you could say, oh, you really let us down.
Right.
Man, you did so good when you went to
like
Texas.
if he doesn't come through with if they don't come through with the money for Texas, then you can go back and replay that.
That's the time to do it.
Yeah.
But now they've
Right.
weakened their position, and they're the party that cries wolf.
But the
Exactly.
money is interesting because is that part of the budget or not? And we'll see what the president says. And we've got, don't forget, Hurricane Irma
Coming up.
down on Florida.